This was the kind of episode that makes you stare at the ceiling afterward like, nah, something is deeply wrong with these people. Because the second Jacob sat down with Grayson, I already knew this was going to explode. The energy was off immediately. Too calm, too quiet. And every single time a scene in this show gets quiet, somebody's life gets ruined 5 minutes later. And Grayson, oh my God, that man looked like he hadn't slept in days. You know that look people get when they're technically sitting still, but mentally they're running in circles? That was him. His eyes constantly moving, fingers twitching, phone face down on the table like it was a bomb waiting to go off. And Jacob noticed it too. You could see him noticing it. That's what makes Jacob dangerous, by the way. He doesn't miss tiny reactions. He acts patient, reasonable, calm, but internally, that man is always calculating, always watching. So when he starts pushing Grayson about the hospital contact at Garland, I felt sick already, because this wasn't just some casual interrogation anymore. This was Grayson standing between two disasters, either betray Leah or protect Ashley. And honestly, I think he already knew there was no good outcome. That's the tragedy here. He's not choosing between right and wrong anymore. He's choosing who gets destroyed first. And Jacob almost had him. That's the crazy part. I really think Grayson was about to crack. The way he leaned forward slightly, the hesitation before answering, the little pauses. He looked exhausted enough to finally give up. Like maybe he was thinking, if I tell Jacob the truth, maybe this nightmare ends. But then the phone vibrates. I swear this show knows exactly how to torture me. Just one vibration. That's it. And suddenly Grayson freezes. Not annoyance. Pure fear. Like the blood drained out of his body. And the camera, whoever directed this episode deserves therapy, honestly. They hold on his expression just long enough for you to realize something horrible just happened before we even see the phone. And when he checks it, I lost it. Because that picture of Ashley being watched, that was evil on another level. Not just because Ashley was being followed. It's how Leah did it. That photo wasn't sent to scare Ashley. It was sent to control Grayson. That distinction matters so much. Leah wanted Grayson to know she could reach Ashley anytime she wanted. Anywhere. Any second. That means this wasn't spontaneous. This was planned in advance. She expected betrayal before it happened, which means Leah has been ahead of everybody this whole time. And that is what terrified me, because Jacob thinks he's slowly cornering her. But what if every move he's making is already known? What if somebody has been feeding Leah information for weeks? I'm sorry, but at this point, I absolutely believe there is a mole somewhere, either inside Garland Hospital or inside the investigation, or both. And honestly, Marcel immediately popped into my head. I don't trust that man. I'm saying it right now. There's something about the way Leah always seems one step ahead that doesn't feel accidental anymore. It feels organized, coordinated, surgical. And meanwhile, Grayson is sitting there realizing Ashley could die if he says one wrong word. You could literally see the moment he changed his mind. 1 second, Jacob thinks he's getting somewhere. Then suddenly, Grayson starts backtracking. Jacob noticed that immediately too. You could see the suspicion forming in real time, especially because the switch happened right after the text message. That's the detail that matters. Jacob isn't stupid. He knows fear when he sees it. And honestly, I think that was the exact moment Jacob started realizing Ashley might be the real pressure point. Not Grayson, Ashley. And if I'm right, this is where the episode becomes genuinely terrifying. Because now Jacob starts observing everything differently. Every time Grayson glances at his phone, every time he avoids eye contact, every time Ashley's name comes up, it's all adding up. And meanwhile, Ashley has no idea. That's the part that made me the most anxious the entire episode. Ashley walking around completely unaware while danger is literally orbiting around her. Those scenes with Naomi felt so disturbing because on the surface, everything looked normal. Ashley talking casually, smiling, trying to act okay. But the atmosphere underneath, horrible. There's this constant feeling that somebody is nearby, a stranger standing too long in the background. That kind of psychological harassment is honestly scarier than direct violence to me because it destroys your sense of reality first. Leah doesn't just hurt people physically. She destabilizes them emotionally until they can't trust anything anymore. Leah is terrifying because she weaponizes fear itself. And poor Ashley still doesn't fully understand the scale of what's happening around her. She senses something is wrong. Obviously, you'd have to be blind not to. But she still doesn't realize she's standing in the middle of a war between Jacob, Grayson, Leah, and apparently people we still haven't identified yet. Honestly, I wanted to scream at Grayson the entire episode. Tell her the truth. But at the same time, I understood why he couldn't. Because the truth itself is dangerous. That's the twisted thing here. The second Ashley learns Leah's name, she stops being leverage and becomes a liability. And liabilities disappear in this show. That's why the scene where Grayson secretly meets Ashley later absolutely destroyed me. You could tell he was unraveling by then, sweating, agitated, talking too fast. And immediately he starts pushing her to leave town. Not tomorrow. Not be careful. Leave now. Which obviously makes Ashley suspicious instantly because Grayson suddenly sounds like a paranoid maniac. And honestly, he kind of is at this point. But the way Ashley kept pressing him, God, she knows him too well. That's what made the scene hurt. Because she can tell when he's lying. She can tell when he's hiding something. Every time he avoided answering directly, she got closer to the truth. And Grayson panicking only made it worse. Then it happened. The name slips out. Leah. Just one moment, one mistake. But you could feel the entire story shift right there. Ashley's expression changing. The confusion, the realization that there's a real person behind all this. That was the moment she officially became part of the nightmare. And I swear, the silence after that reveal felt louder than any screaming scene in the episode. Because Grayson knew instantly he messed up. The fear on his face after saying Leah's name. Wow. Not fear for himself, fear for Ashley. Which honestly tells me something important about Grayson as a character. Despite all his lies, despite all his cowardice, despite the manipulation and cover-ups, I do think he genuinely loves Ashley. But love doesn't erase damage. And that's the tragedy of him. He keeps trying to protect Ashley while simultaneously dragging her deeper into danger. Every lie creates another trap. Every delay gives Leah more time to tighten control. At some point, protection becomes destruction. And Jacob, Jacob, is absolutely putting pieces together now, especially once he realizes Leah somehow always knows what they're doing. That detail is becoming impossible to ignore. Operations compromised, people disappearing, moves anticipated before they happen. There's no way that's coincidence anymore. Somebody is talking, and honestly, I think Jacob is starting to become paranoid too. You can see it in the way he watches everyone now. Even conversations inside the hospital feel dangerous. Every hallway suddenly looks suspicious. Every background character feels like they could secretly be reporting back to Leah. The show is doing something really smart psychologically right now. It's infecting the audience with the same paranoia as the characters. I trust nobody anymore. And then the Ren reveal, or at least whatever the hell that was. Because Jacob saying Ren's disappearance may not be what it seems, yeah, that changed everything for me. I think Ren is watching. And honestly, the idea of Ren silently tracking Jacob while everyone assumes he's gone is genuinely creepy. Especially because Ren has always had this quiet menace about him. The kind of person who could sit in a parked car for hours just observing. Jacob is in way more danger than he realizes. Actually, Let me go further. I think Jacob is being surrounded without knowing it. That's the vibe I got the entire episode. Everywhere he turns, somebody's already there first. And if Leah truly has someone inside the police department or hospital feeding her information, then Jacob has probably been compromised for a long time already, which makes the ending so much worse because Ashley disappearing, I'm sorry, but that final sequence nearly gave me a heart attack. Nobody can reach her. Phone dead. No response. Then they find the broken phone on the ground. I literally said, "Oh no," out loud. Not the dramatic fake gasp either. Real panic. Because broken phones and thrillers never mean anything good. And the fact that Grayson receives another message immediately after, I can already imagine Leah typing that message calmly while Grayson is mentally collapsing. Something cold, minimal, efficient. She knows your secret now. Or worse, too late. And this is where everything changes permanently. Because once Ashley disappears, Jacob can no longer treat Grayson as some unreliable witness standing on the sidelines. Now Grayson becomes essential, necessary. Jacob needs him now, which means the power dynamic shifts completely. No more partial truths. No more hesitation. No more protecting Leah. Because Ashley's life is now directly attached to whether Grayson finally tells the whole truth about Garland Hospital. And honestly, I think the hospital storyline is way darker than we currently understand. There are too many hidden connections, too many people acting nervous, too many records manipulated, too many conveniently missing details. Leah being the informant inside the hospital is already huge, but I don't think she acted alone. No chance. Somebody helped her cover tracks. Somebody helped move information. Somebody inside Garland has been dirty from the beginning. And if Jacob starts uncovering that network, people are going to start dying. I genuinely believe that. Because characters like Leah don't panic when exposed. They eliminate problems. That's why Ashley is in terrifying danger now. Not because she's powerful, not because she knows everything, but because she knows enough to connect Grayson to Leah, enough to become useful to Jacob, enough to threaten the entire structure Leah built. And the scariest part, Ashley probably still doesn't fully understand the level of danger she's in. I keep thinking about those earlier scenes where she was still acting normal with Naomi, laughing, talking, existing like her world wasn't already collapsing around her. That normalcy makes everything hurt more. Because now every little moment feels like the calm before catastrophe. Also, can we talk about Grayson mentally falling apart? Because wow, that man is done. There's a specific kind of breakdown happening with him that I find really interesting because it's not explosive yet. It's imploding. Quiet panic, sleepless guilt, constant fear. He's becoming reactive instead of strategic. And that makes him dangerous too. I honestly think Grayson might do something catastrophic next episode. Maybe try to confront Leah himself. Maybe attempt to move Ashley secretly. Maybe even confess everything to Jacob in one giant emotional collapse. But whatever happens, I don't think he can stay in the middle anymore. That middle ground is gone. He has to choose a side now. And personally, I think he's already too late. That's the feeling this episode left me with. Too late. Too late to protect Ash now. Too late to outsmart Leah. Too late to keep the secrets buried. The avalanche already started. And Jacob knows it. What if? That final look on Jacob's face after Ashley disappears, wow. That wasn't frustration anymore. That was realization. The realization that this case is much bigger than he thought. And honestly, I think Jacob is finally understanding that Leah may not even be the top of the chain. What if she answers to somebody else? I know that sounds insane, but hear me out. The level of coordination happening here feels massive. Surveillance, internal leaks, timing, psychological manipulation, disappearances. One person alone usually can't maintain all of that for this long without support. That's why Ren worries me so much. Because if Ren has been secretly operating behind the scenes while Leah handles the manipulation publicly, then Jacob is walking straight into something way more organized than a personal revenge scheme. And suddenly, Ren's disappearance starts looking less like a mystery and more like positioning. Like he removed himself intentionally to operate unseen. Oh my God. Imagine if Ren has actually been monitoring Jacob this entire time, tracking his movements, listening to conversations, feeding information back. That would explain so much. And it would completely destroy Jacob psychologically once he realizes how deeply compromised everything has been. Every character feels trapped. Grayson trapped between guilt and fear. Ashley trapped without even knowing it. Jacob trapped inside an investigation full of leaks. Even Naomi emotionally trapped watching all this weirdness build around Ashley. And Leah? She's the only one who currently looks in control, which means her downfall is going to be spectacular when it finally happens. Because there is no way this level of control lasts forever. No chance. The bigger the manipulation, the more catastrophic the collapse. And I think the collapse starts very soon, especially if Ashley survives long enough to tell Jacob what Grayson accidentally revealed. That's the key. Because Ashley now connects the emotional side of the story to the criminal side. She's the bridge between Grayson's fear and Jacob's investigation. That makes her unbelievably important, which also makes her unbelievably vulnerable. God, this episode stressed me out so badly. I love when this show goes full psychological thriller because it stops feeling like normal drama and starts feeling like paranoia horror. Nobody trusts anybody. Phones become weapons. Silence becomes threatening. Even ordinary conversations feel dangerous. And the scariest thing? Most of this disaster happened because of one message, one photo. That's all it took for the entire direction of the story to change. If Grayson had confessed 30 seconds earlier, everything might have been different. But he didn't. And now Ashley may pay the price for it.